If you're trying to sell and find customer overseas and you're not on LinkedIn, you're leaving money on the table. I went from 200 views per post to 1 million views on my profile, getting international press features for my business, and closing B2B deals through LinkedIn. And in this video, I'll share you exactly how I did it. Before we get into the tactics, let me share with you one of the mistakes that almost killed my business in the first year and the triggers why I started looking into LinkedIn. In the first year of building my cross-border e-commerce consultancies, I've been working with a referrals partner. Business is good. They are our sales partner who bring in most of the deals. However, at the end of the year, when I was looking at our numbers, I found out that 70% of our revenue is coming from them. Typically, you may think, oh wow, that's great, Tom. Why do you even care? That's so much work, alleviate from the responsibility, and you still get revenue. That's a dream. Yes, it's a dream and it's great if you have a referral partner, but it's actually a ticking time bomb if 70% of your revenue is dependent on one. When I found about that number, I also happened to talk to one of my export business friends and learn something that happened to her business that really motivated me to find a different sales channel. Her business is exporting to Europe for the past 10-15 years through also a sales partner. However, this year, when I'm talking, her business was facing challenges and might be losing her European deals because that sales partner is going to retire soon. At the same time, my sales partner, after 1 year reviewing performance with us, were telling me that even though it's been generating good revenue for both sides, it's actually a very small fractional size compared to their main activities. And their team has to justify to finance that why they still should spend their resource on working with us. That is a warning alarm to me. All that makes me really motivated to find an alternative sales channel. Not to cut our sales partner out of the way, but find and diversify our dependencies on them. So now I'm set out to find an alternative sales channel. I'm thinking about event, trade expos, and online channel like YouTube or different social media channel. But LinkedIn really caught my eye because it is where people professionally go there to network and find more people. So a lot of my ideal customers who are brands in the Western markets or international markets, I don't want to sell into just one country only, are already there. This is also a sales channel a lot of outsourced companies in the tech industry has been using to find their customer and partner overseas. The industry has been successfully using LinkedIn to build out their sales outreach, like import-export industry. And as I talk more and connect more with the people, it turns out there are newer import-export companies that are already using LinkedIn as one of their main strategies. So in LinkedIn sales, there are two things that need to happen. One, your product has to solve an issue or a challenge that the other company is trying to work as well. And number two is that the people behind that company also feel that they can trust you to solve the problem and make them look good internally. That is super important in B2B because each relationship can last years to decades. Now, with those two things that I need to solve, I came to the conclusion that my personal branding is probably the fastest way for me to build that trust, solving that trust equation, and LinkedIn is the best channel I can use to build my personal brand and content creation on it. And that's why I went. I started creating content on LinkedIn. But how do I get from 200 views per month to 1 million views? There are steps and ways to get there. The first thing that I did in the first 3 months is actually creating content, as much content as possible. I did 3 to 5 posts every single week for 2-3 months to get the reps in. At the point, I didn't care about how many customers are getting, what kind of content exactly. I was writing and writing and creating as many type of content as possible out there to create a habit for myself that creating content is now part of the business that I need to embody and make it a routine for myself. Now, the goal is not to become perfection, not to look polished on LinkedIn and really look like you're a success business or anything. The point here is actually to make yourself comfortable with putting yourself out there and creating habits. So at the beginning, I was spending like 2 to 3 hours minimum a day thinking, writing, video recording, generating image to post on LinkedIn. But once I finally get that reps in, just like going to the gym. First, when you started, you try to go 3 times a week, 5 times a week, 7 times a week, and then eventually you learn what works for you in your body type. Just like how creating content will work for you and your business. Once you create and know what exact method will work for you, you will then batching that content creation. Posting consistently is step 1, but how do you know that your content is working as you intended? This is when you're going to start using something called the hypothesis system, where you can improve your content whenever you bring it out there. What I do is each month I set 1 to 3 hypotheses to prove about content creation that month. For example, one of the first hypotheses I put out is the hook is the most important part of any post. It determines whether someone stops scrolling. And that can be proven if I can see an uptake of engagement and people interacting with my post. So for that month, my only job for content creation is to focusing on improving the hooks, adding more emotions in it, make it shorter, make it longer, catching people attention, maybe range bait a bit, I don't know. Like depends on what kind of business and content you want to work for. But that month, you work on hook only. And then you will track the data. You will look at the views, the interactions, engagement. If people texting you privately about the content that they saw, those are signals that your content and hypothesis are working. And with that hypothesis system, I was able to generate from 200 views average to 100,000 views per post after about 9 months focusing on LinkedIn content. But then something happened. The algorithm changed. My posts start plumbing. Now it averaged about 1,000 to 2,000 views per post. But when the algorithm stopped boosting my posts, something unexpected happened, and it changed how I think about LinkedIn content creations forever. After the video views was pulled back, I was feeling deflated. And I started to go out and talk to people outside of my house and creating my content. And something interesting, because now people start telling me that they saw my LinkedIn content, they resonate with it. Even though for the past 9 months creating content, I actually only got about 1 or 2 leads, but I got a lot of invitations from industry partners to collaborate, as well as hosting events or speaking at their events. I also noticed that the 1 to 2 leads that I was able to secure and eventually became my customer, they found me on our website or through our email marketing campaign, but they look us up on LinkedIn. They check my profile before they sign the deal. And the biggest insight was unlocked for me. People look at your LinkedIn like a trust portfolio. They want to know who you are, if you're trustworthy or not, before signing a deal. And that changed completely my LinkedIn strategy, because now I can focus on building and design my content to build trust with people that I want to work with. So now, if LinkedIn profile is where trust get built and deals get closed, how do I get more traffic going into my LinkedIn? I start looking at bringing external traffic into my profile. I start commenting on other people post so that they get curious about what I'm seeing and click on my profile. At networking event, I start connecting with people on my profile so everybody can keep seeing what I'm creating every single week. I start find a journalist who writes about trade, logistics, e-commerce in general, and connect with them. And that is actually how I was able to get my first features on Channel News Asia, then BBC News, and invitations to other news channels. I also started look for profile of e-commerce brands, import-export businesses that are creating content out there on LinkedIn, and start leaving out my comments on them so they get curious and reach out to us for work. So now my LinkedIn no longer have 1 million views out there, but it's actually became a sales and trust engine that has been closing deals for us. So here's what I want you to take away. If you are a founder or a business owner who is looking for a way to find customer overseas, personal branding is going to be one of the fastest assets for your business to build trust overseas. You decide if that's going to be you or someone else on your team. But ideally, personally, I think that should be your founder asset that no one can take away from you. Secondly, LinkedIn is underused by import-exporters. So it is still a blue market out there for you to find and outreach customer overseas without having spent thousands of dollars going to trade expos. If you decided to hop on LinkedIn and creating content, treat content creation like going to the gym. You need routine, you need reps, you need to make it something that you do frequently enough so people remember what you do. Drive all your outside traffics like networking events, speaking gigs, etc. to your LinkedIn. You want people to go to your LinkedIn, remember you, and get reminded about you every other weeks until they decide to close a deal. Because as you know, B2B sales deal can last months and months. And if you're wondering where to start, leave this video with one actionable item. Create one post today on your LinkedIn profile. Just one. No need to be perfect, just be real. Show people what you're working on and let's see if there's magic out there. I hope you find this video useful. On this channel, I will share more tips and videos about how to find a customer overseas for import-exporter, e-commerce brand, etc. So if you would like to watch more content like this, make sure to subscribe. And if you decided to post your first LinkedIn content because of this video, drop that post down on a comment. I would love to support you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.